What blocks our potential through the lens of Brenè Brown? Today, I want to talk about something we all experience but rarely name: the invisible forces that block our potential. Dr. Brenè Brown, a researcher and storyteller, has spent 2 decades studying vulnerability, shame, and wholehearted living. And her work makes one thing perfectly clear: we don't reach our potential because we armor up to protect ourselves from pain. And in doing so, we block joy, creativity, and growth. Let's look at the 5 key ways that this happens. One, shame, the master blocker. Brenè Brown calls shame the intensely painful feeling that we're unworthy of love and belonging. Shame whispers, "Who do you think you are?" It makes us hide, shrink, or strive to earn our worth. Unlike guilt, which says, "I did something bad," shame says, "I am bad." When we operate from shame, we avoid taking risk. We don't apply for the job. We don't share the ideas. We stop before we even begin. Potential is unlocked when we name shame and respond with empathy and not silence. The second one is perfectionism, the shield of inadequacy. Perfectionism isn't striving for excellence, it's a desperate attempt to avoid shame. Perfectionism is not the key to success. In fact, it hampers achievement, according to Brenè Brown. We believe that if we look perfect and do everything perfectly, we'll avoid criticism and rejection. But in truth, perfectionism keeps us rigid. It blocks experimentation, learning, and authentic connection. The very things that build potential, we block with perfectionism. Progress beats perfection. Embrace done over perfect. Number 3, fear of vulnerability, the fear of being seen. Potential requires vulnerability. That means showing up without guarantees, opening yourself to feedback, failure, and being misunderstood, taking chances. But we often armor up with cynicism, detachment, or overwork. We think we can work our way through the situation. We think vulnerability is weakness, but Brenè reminds us vulnerability is the birthplace of innovation, creativity, and change. If we want to grow, we must risk being seen, truly seen. 4, comparison, the thief of joy and drive. Comparison is a fast track to feeling less than. It's measuring. When we measure our potential against others, we either inflate ourselves or we diminish our value. Brenè says comparison corrodes trust, not just in others, but in ourselves. It distracts us from our unique path and gifts. It will completely stop and block accessing our potential. When we focus on our own lane, growth is personal, not competitive. And number 5 is lack of worthiness, the silent saboteur. At the heart of block potential is a belief that we're not enough. Brenè found that people who live fully, who she calls wholehearted, operate from a deep sense of worthiness. They believe, "I am enough now, not later, not when I'm successful, but now. I'm successful now." Without worthiness, potential stays dormant. With it, we start, we stumble, and we stretch and grow. Worthiness isn't earned, it's owned. To reach your potential, we don't need more hustle or talent. We need less armor. We need less blocking. Because when we face shame, when we drop perfection and we choose vulnerability, stop comparing, and embrace our worth, we unlock the best, truest version of ourselves. As Brenè Brown says, owning our story and loving ourselves through this process is the bravest thing that we'll ever do. I'm Bill Heinrich with True Life Purpose Now. My focus is on teaching people how to access their potential, how to increase their clarity, and to have more awareness and more powerful choices in their life. If you'd like more information or to have a clarity session with me, go to speaktobill.com, Bill Heinrich from TrueLifePurposeNow.com.